Welcome back to the Riddle District Football League Web TV show, first edition of season 2012. And if you've just enjoyed the first quarter there, we caught up with all the junior footy, spoke about some of the stars. But speaking about stars, Gav, we've got to rip into the netball because they are the benchmark of what the other league's all about. Because, let's be honest, who doesn't want to get involved in netball even as a spectator? Because, look, A-grade grand final last year, that was the grand final to watch.
Absolutely, and the netball competition's been fantastic for the league, and it's great to see all the boys that play in the games get across and support the girls. And like you said, that the showcase grand final for the last couple of years has just in all three grades really has just been fantastic and really worth the watch.
Well, it's great to see we're getting a lot of teams sort of climb up there year in, year out and really make a battle of it. And I mean, gone are the days, I love the club to death, but we often saw the Bombers get up there. They were quite competitive in those netball grand finals, but it's nice to see. I think last year we had, 5 teams or something to that effect?
Yeah, 5 different teams last year, which was great. And the Sunbury Kangaroos were pretty well represented right across the board there. But the A-grade competition, we've had Romsey and Centrals that have been pretty well dominant the last couple of years, and Macedon and Riddle have both been right up there. So, the competition's great to watch, and we've got some really talented girls there.
Well, speaking of grand finals, the A-grade grand final replay was played a couple of weeks ago between the other Romsey side and the Cats, and I think the Cats extracted just a little bit of revenge there.
Yeah, they got a win. I think they've beaten them twice this year, maybe. No, that would have been the first time. Romsey's lost twice this year. They dropped a game to Riddle in round 1 as well. So it was good win for the Cats, and I think they'd sort of struggled a little bit over the previous couple of weeks to that, and looked under pressure with Romsey and Centrals really putting on the pressure at the top of the ladder. But they got away with that win and put themselves back in the top 2 spot,
which is a good position to be in at this time of the year. Now, one of the most improved teams in the competition, they've recruited very well, and it's all shaping up very well, is Broadford. They're sitting high and mighty in 4th position. They've only lost the 3 games, but Gav, they've got a pretty cruisy last few games.
They've been pretty solid, Broadford. They've only lost to the sides that sit above them on the ladder, and only have Riddle and Macedon in the run home. So they're looking pretty good for a strong finish to the year.
Woodend Heskett have been battling away over the course of the year. It hasn't probably been the year they're hoping for on the results board, but at the end of the day, they're getting a team on the paddock and they're competing very well. It's nice to see young teams really fight it out there and give a really good battle.
Absolutely. And the Hawks, I seen a game up there a couple of weeks ago, and they really have got a good group of young girls coming through, and they're competitive, and I mean that's all you can really ask for, and the improvement will come over the course of this season and the next.
And of course, Diggers Rest, they're just sitting on the fringe of the top 6. They've got the 4 wins, 6 losses. They've got a pretty hard run, haven't they? Yeah,
they've got a fairly tough run. I think the Diggers, they've been pretty competitive in all of their games. Around the mark, they have had some fairly hefty losses, but even in those games, they were competitive for most of the games. So they've performed pretty well, and look, there's still a chance at playing in the finals, so I'm sure that's what they'll be aiming for.
Melton Central sitting comfortably on top of the ladder. Can they get knocked off? Are they the team to beat?
Well, they're clearly the team to beat at the moment. Sitting on top of the ladder, they're notorious for having a strong A-grade squad, and they've been fantastic again this year, and definitely the side to beat at the moment.
Well, let's see what happens comes grand final day, and especially the business end of the season, because it's still wide open. Diggers Rest sort of, again, sitting in 7th position, just a couple of games off the mark there, but you never know, they might get a few upset wins on the board, and we really want this to go down to the last round, let's be honest.
Oh, absolutely. We want every side to have an opportunity right up until the last couple of weeks, and that's what makes the competitions exciting.
And one of the best part about the competition is that, of course, we've got some stars who are performing at elite level in this competition, and also continuing their netball elsewhere. The league's been able to do a magnificent job, thanks to Kim Bailey, to be able to attract more players to the competition, to probably make it one of the stronger netball competitions involved with footy leagues in the state.
Yeah, absolutely. Kim does a fantastic job, and often doesn't get the credit she deserves, and cops a fair bit of pressure, I think, over the weeks and over the course of the season. But I mean, we wouldn't have the netball league running like it is if it wasn't for Kim.
Well, we certainly hope you keep up the great work, Kimbo. You're doing a magnificent job for the league, so keep shooting goals. But Gav, we've got a rip-roaring second half of the show coming up, but I don't think it's going to get any bigger and better than that, because this first half, it's been pretty magnificent.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, it's looking forward to getting in or getting stuck into these senior clubs and giving some of them a whack and some of them a cuddle, and we'll see how we go.
And some people might watch this show and they'll know where you live, and you'll find your car up on blocks, mate.
I think a lot of people will probably know where I live, but or at least know where to find me on a Saturday. But you know, that's the point of the show, is to put our opinions across. I see a lot of RDFL footy, and I'll put my opinion across. Some people will agree with it, some people will think I'm full of it, and that's the beauty of footy, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone other than yourself is wrong.
That's pretty much spot on.
Well, we'll be up with the second half, the third quarter, the Premiership quarter here on the first edition of the 2012 Little District Football League Web TV program. We look forward to being with your company right after this.